92. Send me a text. AlanCoxShow.com for all the other stuff. You can watch the show there, of course. You can listen anywhere on the iHeartRadio app. If you do that from out of state, tell me where. We'll put you on the map of bureau chiefs. Dan is a bureau chief out in Burgettstown, outside Pittsburgh. Mary's in D.C. Mufasa listens in Houston. Courtney and Cole in Bemidji, Minnesota. Rob is in Jacksonville, North Carolina. And Nigel is in New Zealand. Today's Throw Up Thursday at AlanCoxShow.com.
Did you watch it, Mary?
Is it the dude with his hand on his face?
Mm-hmm.
It is fantastic.
I cut it off about a second after he started.
It's a guy who is clearly hammered and on the verge of blacking out, and he's just sitting. What baseball stadium is this? Did we ever determine where this is?
I don't know where it's at.
He's sitting there, and he's just slowly pouring vomit over his big belly. Mm-hmm. He's coughing up ballpark hot dogs. He's got his hand over his mouth as though that's going to do anything. And he's just like slowly chugging out of him. Stop. There's no spray. There's no
There's no noise or anything.
No, everyone around him is filming. So your Throw Up Thursday, baseball barf is waiting for you at AlanCoxShow.com.
Yesterday, we'll rename this Wig Out Wednesday. But right now it's Public Freak Out of the Week. You should play that audio.
The Public Freak Out of the Week?
Yeah.
All right. Karen versus the drive-thru lady.
Yeah.
Is what this is. Get this fired up here.
Yeah. Right. Here it comes.
Fat ass. I'm trying to get out of the parking lot. I'm not that lazy that I have to go through a drive-thru. You don't need to pull through someone who's
when you're trying, it looks like you're trying to cut me off.
I'm not that fat. I don't have to get in line and sit in my car.
Well, you have a really smart mouth to have 2 kids in the back seat.
Well, you know what? If you weren't so rude.
Oh, well, I didn't know what you were doing. Thank you. Excuse me. Excuse me. I can't see you.
Shut up, fat ass.
Oh, my goodness. I'm not that whatsoever, honey. Get another injection.
Yes, she does.
Like
this woman has worked on her face, boy.
Oh, man. And here's the thing. I feel
her
like
lips are as fat as the... Huh?
I think both these women are going through it. Like, she's a mom of 2 kids. The kids are probably being pains in the ass. So this lady comes over and starts calling her fat. She's like, I just had a kid. I'm not that fat. Just got some baby weight, you old crone.
But also these people with kids in the car who get out to scream at somebody else. Like, I understand
she's in the car.
Who?
The lady with that's like...
The screamer?
The
Botox lady?
Botox lady doesn't have any kids. Her kids are probably all grown up and don't talk to her anymore.
But the woman behind the wheel says you have 2 kids in your car.
Yeah.
To the Botox lady.
No. She says, I have 2 kids in my car.
Oh.
So she's like, I'm not going to get out. Getting kids in and out of cars, so I'm guessing they're very small kids, is a pain in the ass.
But also,
to go into McDonald's.
Yeah. But also the last lady who went viral, calm down, the crazy lady, she had kids in her car.
Right.
It's like... I get
they're
that
listening to Kids Bop.
Kids Bop Karen, that's right.
Oh, she was the best.
But your kids are watching you scream at someone. It's like maybe they're used to that.
She probably screams at them, too.
Mortify me if I was a kid. Or a parent. My kid saw me screaming at somebody? Oh, my God.
Well, there's too many curse words in this video, but the one lady who's at a Walmart, and she's like, I'm trying to help you, MFer. And she just
that's
goes...
up at AlanCoxShow.com as well.
She goes off.
But she's like mentally ill, right?
But
yeah, she's the one who's clearly something's going on with her, and there's a guy scanning his stuff, and she's just standing there screaming at him.
You accuser? Are you an accuser?
Jesus one is Christ, Lord and Savior.
But that one's actually kind of sad.
Yeah.
Because she's clearly mentally ill.
Those Walmart employees need, like, an award, because the lady came over. She's like, you don't care that you're going to burn in hell? She's like... Completely understand. But you can't scream. There's kids here.
I get it, ma'am. Yes, I am going to hell. I've sinned a lot.
Yep, I'm going to hell.
If that existed, I'd be really, really worried about it. I was talking to you earlier, in the wake of the Kobe Bryant thing, and we're talking about other people who had unfortunately shed their mortal coil at the hands of helicopters. Jane Dornacker was audio I played. She was a traffic copter reporter in the mid-'80s who died. She worked for WNBC Radio. And she died when the chopper went down in the East River. It was her second helicopter crash in 6 months. Occupational hazard. And, of course, Bill reminded me of the late, great Arnie Pye, who was also a traffic copter reporter who went down too, right?
Yeah,
he was trying to do a traffic report in a snowstorm.
In a helicopter?
Yeah, it was devastating.
Our own Arnie Pye is on the scene. Everything's snowed in. All I can see is white.
Arnie, please, the ski conditions.
Mayday, mayday. I think I'm flying into a mountain. Tell my wife I love...
That's great, Arnie.
Anyway. Very strange reaction.
That's great.
But you'll recall Arnie Pie in the sky. Very sad. Just as sad. You hate to lose anyone who is at the top of their game.
Look at the corner of 14th and Canal because I just dropped my bagel. I love Arnie Pie.
The viewers want to know, how is my house, Arnie?
Viewers want to know how's my house.
Yeah. You mean your castle?
That's funny.
Alan, Mary doesn't want to go on a cruise because her room would be underwater. Like her apartment.
Yeah.
Mary would be down in steerage like the Irish on the Titanic.
Yeah, I would.
Right there.
You'd be loading coal
Shoveling
into the
coal.
oven.
They told me I'd come in for free if I worked 5 hours a day.
Well, and people, they're like, you're barely in your room anyway, so who cares? But man, if you get a room with a balcony, it is amazing.
See,
to go
that
back to
sounds-
That sounds good.
That if you can spend
Top floor balcony.
if
That
you can
would be killer.
if you can spend money on
how
a
much that
cruise,
costs.
it's dynamite. It is the best.
I don't know if I could deal with like the water though. Like I don't even get like water sick, but I feel like I would if I was on that because I haven't been on a cruise for a very, very long time.
What?
What?
Motion sickness, not water sickness.
Water sick, motion sickness. Okay.
Water sickness.
Yeah.
You mean like when you
Seasick, you mean?
yeah,
No, water
seasick.
sickness.
Water sickness.
Seasick.
Hydrophobia? You get seasick?
No, I don't. But I'm saying
Oh.
I feel like if I was on the top floor of one, I would.
Well, you take Dramamine. Like if you ever know somebody who's got seasickness, boy, it's got to be the worst because they just look green the minute they step off the
I
dock.
used to get that when I was a kid pretty bad. So I remember we went on like a fishing trip out in Florida and I got real sick. Just was not feeling good. And then even just driving around in like Medina and like the country, I would get pretty bad motion sickness, but I've grown out of it.
I remember the first cruise we ever went on, I found out the hard way that phone rates are astronomical on a cruise.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
How much
yeah.
does that
Because
cost?
I'm just thinking like, well, the satellites are right above us, phone satellites.
That's
whatever.
satellites, yeah.
Satellites, of course.
Satellite.
My first, I remember the first cruise we
Free satellites. That doesn't cost. Then you get those satellites up there.
No,
so I
but,
don't pay extra.
but why would it be more if I'm ostensibly closer to the satellite? I'm directly under it.
Why do you think you're closer to the satellites if you're on the ocean?
Bill, because I had water sickness, all right? I wasn't thinking properly. But it was my first phone bill back after that cruise. I was like, what the hell? And it wasn't like I was on the phone all the time. And I was like, calling my kids or whatever. And I had like a $400 phone bill, I think, first phone bill back.
I just left my
from
phone
the cruise.
When we were in Jamaica, I just left my phone on airplane mode and just used Wi-Fi the whole time.
That's smart.
No
Yeah.
extra stuff on my
No,
bill.
I figured it out after that. You can buy like a, international roaming or whatever it is. But, Alan, I don't know how 9/11 factors into Poundcake's story.
He's just using it as a date.
It was before 9/11 because I hadn't been on an airplane like before that.
Okay.
I mean, after that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I was just saying that I didn't have to have a passport or anything like that.
Yeah.
Not for a cruise, I don't think.
I mean, my mother-in-law has gone on a couple of those cruises with her friends where you like go up the Rhine River, like you're in Switzerland and you get off
Germany,
and that kind of stuff. I've never done one of those. I've only gone on like the
Caribbean.
Bahamian cruises and things like that.
The Alaska cruise
Well,
sounds
they
fun.
start from $299.
There you go.
Yes,
they start at $299 and they end at
per night.
$4,000.
I was gonna say they're crap rooms.
From $299 average per person.
I'll tell you what, though, if you get one of those,
learn more.
if you get one of those inner cabins,
That's what I'm going to end up in.
It's like you're in a coffin.
That's what I'm saying. You
you don't
go
know what
anywhere.
time it is.
Ooh, that sounds nice. That sounds like some good
No
sleep.
way. No
Oh, it
way.
is. You wake up and you're like, is it noon? Is it 2 in the morning?
Looking back on that, I'm really surprised that my mom took my brother and I along just because, like, she's not even a drinker, but she went out and partied that night. And me and my brother are just in the room by ourselves, like adulting, essentially.
Yo, balcony, $559.
There you go.
That's not
it's
that
doable.
bad.
Is that for the whole trip or is that
No,
for
it's probably
night?
per night.
Per person, it says.
Per night.
Average PP. That means per person.
That's average per person.
Taxes, fees, port expenses, an additional $117 PP.
All right, go to
559 PP.
Actually, like,
That's better than Baldwin Wallace jackets.
This is better. The Baldwin Wallace jackets is the funniest thing. Okay, do we need just a balcony, an aft view extended balcony, or a Cloud9 spa balcony?
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, you're going big, right?
Okay, Cloud9 spa balcony.
Now, where is this cruise? Where is this cruise taking
From Fort
you?
Lauderdale to the Bahamas.
I see.
Book now.
Yeah.
Carnival.
Put your
Is
credit
that
card
who
in.
you went? I'm not
Book
putting
it.
my-
Book it now.
I don't have $551 in my bank account to book one PP for this.
One PP. Yep. I'm going one PP.
Yeah, you know me.
Just make sure you don't have water sickness.
I won't have water sickness.
Okay. Why are you all
Just
huffy?
throw me out at sea.
You're a grown man. You're
I know,
pushing 30, and you said water sickness.
Yeah, I know. Throw me out at sea.
Oh, come on.
Let the sharks eat me.
Right.
Throw me out at water.
That's why Poundcake has such a hard time in the shower. His water,
Oh,
his
see,
water sickness.
You can see this is how they get you. You can add what part of the deck you want to be on, if you want to be in the front or the back, or
I think though
they gotcha.
I think that the rooms are booked, assuming there's going to be 2 people. So if you had a
that's
room,
why they're saying
yes,
average.
one
Yeah.
room, 2 guests for 4 days.
so you'd pay double if you had a
So
room to
per
yourself.
person.
So this is what, so it's 4 days to the Bahamas. 2 people is $1,400.
That's not terrible.
That's not terrible.
No, not at all.
That's totally doable.
Well, there you go. It's all figured out now.
Hell, we didn't pay for our rooms or anything for Jamaica, and I asked my stalker, the one that followed us down there, how much he paid, and he was like,
I like how you call him your stalker, but you banged him.
I didn't know he was a stalker then.
You
He
didn't
flew
know
to
that a
Jamaica.
guy who came down to Jamaica to see you was a stalker? Yes, of course you did. That's
Was he
why he was
hot?
there.
He was okay.
Because if he was hot, then you're like, oh, it's romantic.
Well, by that
but
time
you-
I had like daiquiris in me, so.
But you already knew he was down there because you were going to be there.
I didn't know at the time. He said all of us. Bill was with us.
Oh,
He said I wanted to
knew.
go see my favorite show, and I was just like,
I walked
oh,
past him
how
when you
sweet.
weren't with me, and he didn't say
No,
a thing.
I never
How
met
was
the
I
guy.
supposed to know that?
I never met the guy once.
You met him because he was talking crap. As soon as I opened the elevator door, he's down there the next morning because I was like, oh, gee, gotta run after I slept with him. I was like, I gotta go back to my room. We have early excursions tomorrow. He's like, oh, okay. He's like, what time? I was like, I don't know, around 9, 10. I didn't want him to be there.
Early excursions.
And then I opened up the
he had a
doors.
late explosion and an early excursion.
and he's right there in the lobby talking to all of them, giving me tea on what happened last night. And so I had to sit in the van for an hour and a half while we're going
You think
to
somebody
Ultra
who wanted to give people the tea flew to Jamaica to hang out with me and Bill?
Yes.
Did that seem likely to you? You knew that he came down to see you. He made it very clear why he was there.
Yeah, he went down there. He's like,
My stalker.
things aren't going well with my girlfriend, so I guess I want to hang out with Poundcake.
Girlfriend, yeah.
right.
My
12 years.
girlfriend.
Of
Oh,
12
please.
years.
Whatever.
And then
12.
See, the guys that I get with who have girlfriends of 12 years don't tell me. I find out months later.
So
And-
you appreciate his honesty?
so I'm like, at least
Or you're
he
mad that he was
said
really
it.
gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said, my girlfriend of 12 years, and I found out that she was cheating on me. I was like, oh my God, bless your heart. And he was
So
like,
rather than flip the script and cheat with a girl, he comes to Jamaica to have sex with you.
I mean.
And that all makes sense to you.
And
My
he was
girlfriend
the
of
he
bottom.
likes
12
wearing
years.
that as a badge of honor.
I mean, how many people had someone fly 2,000 miles to Bangkok?
Dude,
Girlfriend
that
tw-
happens. People are nuts. You don't even know.
But girlfriend of 12 years sounds like a story that a closeted gay man would tell someone else. You know? It's like, oh, the sandbags. You know, like Steve Carell and the
Yeah.
40-year-old
Yeah.
virgin. Oh, they feel like
I
sand.
feel
Feel like a
sand.
bag
Yeah.
of sand, man.
I mean, he did tell me, he was like, well, while she was cheating on me, he was like, I can't really get mad. He was like, because I was on Grindr. And I'm.
Well, yeah, she knew she was dating a gay man.
Okay.
That's why.
Well, fine. He flew out there.
12
and
years.
I wanted to taste the city at that time. I thought I was going to get like some Jamaica D, but it turned out I got some American D. Some Akron D from like in
so
Jamaica.
much
That
worse.
you could have gotten while you were in college.
Yeah, I said I was.
Yeah.
Like, I told him I said
He's like, I came all the way to Jamaica to get Akron D.
Come on.
Oh no.
I told him we're highly attainable. Like we haven't done a Valley bar crawl in a long time, but like, you could have met us elsewhere. And he's like, no, I just wanted to hang out with you guys. And here we are
Wanted to get away.
doing the broadcast, and he's like 10 chairs, 10 umbrellas down, listening to us on the podcast, talking about our experience last night. So, yeah. And my
Akron D is still one of the worst weightlifting supplements I ever took in my life. Man, it's tough. Alan, in Poundcake's defense, Erica did once call sun poisoning sky poisoning. That could be a thing too. Oh my God, I was so sick. I got sky poisoning, and then I got water poisoning.
That sounds like something if you're flying.
Yeah,
you got sky poisoning.
Oh God, climate change. The elements are working against us all the time.
Bends.
I'm not a good flyer. I get sky poisoning.
The bends. I'm curious what Alan's dad had to say about Poundcake's punishment.
Oh yeah, did you call him?
I did call him. Speaking of traveling, I found out that my parents are going to be in Jamaica a week after we are.
Stay.
Wow.
Stay and stalk them.
Because we're kind of like, I talked to my dad. We're kind of coming up. We don't have a long conversation, but I like catching up with him. And if I have something interesting to talk about, that's even better. Otherwise, it's a lot of, how's it going there? How's it going there? And I go, well, we're going to Jamaica for a wedding, which is weird. And he goes, when? And I told him, and he goes, your mom and I are going the next week.
That's cool.
I was like, wow, really?
I don't even know where Jamaica is.
It's in Jamaica.
Yeah, but like where?
It's in
inner
the water. Jamaica. Yep.
Well, it's not in the water. It's surrounded by water.
It is in the water. It's literally in the... Jamaica is in the water. It's an island in the water.
In the Caribbean.
I mean, technically, this is an island
Cuba.
in the water.
Or Caribbean, however you want to phrase it.
Well, it depends on if you're an acolyte of Billy Ocean or not. He'd tell you Caribbean Queen, and I think he's Trinidadian, so I take him at his word.
But what's the one we learned yesterday?
Which one?
The
Los Angeles Nakers?
No, not that one.
Oh,
the one that Joel Embiid is and
Cameroonian.
Spicy P.
They're from Cameroon. They're Cameroonian. Yeah.
Man, I've heard of all these places. Never knew where they were.
Well, now you know.
I found out the country with the hottest guys are from Montenegro.
Yeah?
And they're all closeted, from my experience.
Now, how did you... I'm going to need you to explain that last statement to me.
All the guys that I've met from Montenegro.
And how many are those?
4.
4. All right.
Just took 4.
Right? And he goes, and they're all closeted, is what he says,
They're all
right?
closeted.
Right.
And they all work at Cedar Point.
Oh, yeah, that's like a Benetton ad over there in the summertime.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, my gosh, why are they all insanely hot and speaking to me? Like, these are, like, model men.
But those are like Russian dudes. Montenegro is like a Balkan country.
Like by Bosnia. And
yeah, it's a Balkan. So you met 4 guys from a country of about 500,000 people.
Yep.
And you said all the hottest guys are from Montenegro. Mm-hmm. I think you zoomed in because it had Negro in it. And you're like, I got to look into this a little bit more.
Yeah, and not one of them are black. Figure that.
Well, right. That's an aggressively white part of the world.
Oh, my gosh.
And they like keeping it that way, too.
They're so beautiful and tall.
There's an island called Cockburn Town.
Probably Coburn, but
there's a CK in the middle.
Yeah, it's like the singer Bruce Coburn. It's not Cockburn.
Well, that's what it says.
It was settled by other people, so it's probably Coburn. Yeah.
Well, you don't know. Maybe
I don't know. Actually,
maybe they laid out naked.
I saw a guy who was so hung he was giving himself Coburn.
That's what I'm saying.
Out in the sun.
That's near the Turks and I'm not going to try to say any more of these words.
Turks and Caicos.
Caicos.
Yeah. Now, can you go to the Turks and ignore the Caicos,
or
is it the
same?
same?
It all looks like it's the same.
Can you go Caicos first?
Middle Caicos, North Caicos. I don't see anything about Turks.
Huh.
Oh, Turks and Caicos, and then South Caicos.
Well, they're all in Constantinople, which is Istanbul.
I remember I was on Grindr.
Date there.
I was on Grindr in Jamaica, and the nearest D that I found was from the Cayman Islands. And he was like, "Oh, it's only like a 20-minute boat ride." I was like, "Well, I don't just have a boat at my disposal, sir."
I'm not taking a boat to get laid ever.
No.
You kidding me? No.
He made it seem like it was just
Grindr. Oh, I love it.
No way.
He just made it sound so casual. He was like, "Oh, it's only like a 20-minute boat ride," and I had looked it up. I was like, "One, that's not true. It's like an hour boat ride, and it's still another country. I can't just like." Parachute in and like not have my passport and not have all the things I need. It's not just a day trip. And then, I'm just going back to Jamaica.
I have.
You really thought it through, though.
I did. Yeah. I was like, the nearest D is the Cayman Islands. That's ridiculous.
Getting lost at sea.
That's why they have those T-shirts, Bill. Cayman my ass. everything I read, man.
Jamaican honey.
I'm telling you what, if you go to the gift shops,
I know.
we brought one back.
Good for you.
Fantastic. I love them. You know what? It's the local culture I like to immerse myself in, Mary.
Good.
The local culture.
But not one person in Jamaica was on Grindr. Not one. Can't believe that.
They have other issues.
Yeah, they have other things to do. They're not
Earthquakes.
I'm sure there
tsunamis.
are plenty of gay men, but they're not using that app.
And Jamaica is not a place that looks kindly on the homosexual, by the way. So they're gonna be closeted. They're not gonna be like, hey, man. I
was expecting like a headless torso or something, or like a blank profile. But no, the closest guy to me was on another island.
the headless torsos are on the roadside usually. They're covering them with blankets as our hotel shuttle drives guiltily by.
And another radio program's ladies puking out the window.
Yeah. Oh, you would not have enjoyed that trip. There was a woman behind us who I don't know if she had ever traveled before, but she was very excited to be out of what I assume was Milwaukee.
I think it was, yeah.
And into
The sun.
into Montego Bay.
Right outside the window.
Right outside. All right, we're going to put somebody on the vomit-averse Mary Santora's Polar Blast team. We go back to Boston Mills Brandywine on Friday, 1 week from tomorrow, for the 10th annual Polar Blast Battle. Each one of us are the tubing team. If you want to join Mary's team, Snow Baby.